What's good, guys? It's Cam back with another video, and today we're reviewing crazy courtroom cases. We're just gonna be reviewing videos, seeing crazy court cases. So yeah, let's get right into it, chat. So come on.
This is Scott Nelson, who is facing first-degree murder charges after killing a nanny in Orlando, Florida.
So you committed the worst possible crime.
Nelson was recently released from a 25-year prison sentence for a bank robbery. After he was let go from his painting job, he decided to plan another robbery. Nelson broke into a house with a knife where a nanny was working as a caregiver. He kidnapped her, threw her in the trunk, and drove to a local ATM so he could withdraw cash. Nelson then drove to a remote location and stabbed her to death before ditching her body and the car, where he was later arrested. On trial, Nelson argued that the government was to blame.
You bought zip ties.
Yes, I did.
You bought duct tape.
That'd be correct.
You bought a knife.
I sure did. I bought that material because I had a plan in mind of how I was going to survive being thrown on the street again for what? The third or was it the fourth time by the government? And you know, you kick a dog enough times, they tend to bite back. And really, they just don't care anymore.
Nelson continues testifying, showing no emotion, and finally admits to the murder.
Somebody was going to pay for how you've been treated.
That is very accurate.
Who killed Jennifer Fulford?
I did.
He took the stand during the penalty phase, and this is what he had to say.
How has your mental health been affected by your previous incarceration?
I am a homicidal maniac.
In the end, Nelson was found guilty of first-degree murder and was sentenced to life in prison.
Now, see, I want to know how people do that, chat. You gotta be an idiot to do that. How you gonna almost go to jail for doing something, right? You get cut off the leash, and you do it again, and you get caught this time. You're just dumb. If it ain't got caught the first time, don't go back and do it again. F around and find out. Like, jeez, bruh. Why are you going back?
This is John Bunn.
Oh,
he
yep.
spent 27 years wrongfully convicted of murder.
I'm an innocent man, Your Honor, and I have always been an innocent man.
While living in Brooklyn, New York, Bunn was only 14 years old when he was arrested by NYPD detective Louis Scarcella. Bunn later spent 16 years behind bars and then 11 years out on parole, where he still fought to prove his innocence. Then finally, his conviction was overturned based on the wrongdoing of Detective Scarcella and the fact that there wasn't even probable cause to arrest Bunn in the first place.
I want y'all to know that y'all convicted and had a wrong man in prison.
And after 27 years of fighting to clear his name, he is finally exonerated.
I want to say thank you, Your Honor, because in 27 years, I've been fighting for my life.
But before he leaves the courtroom, he has a moment with the judge.
Bunn later filed a lawsuit against the city of New York and Detective Scarcella. This is Alan McCarty.
Nah, Chad, that's messed up. Why are you gonna wrongfully accuse a man of not doing something that could ruin his life? That's messed up, and they had no evidence. It just said they had no probable cause, no evidence. That's just cruel, bro.
Who was
That's
arrested
cruel.
and charged after making death threats to a judge in a child custody case.
Alright, that's not that deep. Why are you arresting him for making death threats? That's not even that deep. I would understand if he was gonna carry it out and you got evidence of him going to carry it out, but
A judge ruled against McCarty and took away his children. His erratic behavior
Nah,
towards
his
the judge
children?
continued into his court appearances.
My daddy owns the building and I look like a idiot, huh? Brought your dress today, you little prick. You wanna take my kids from me and act like that? You wearing that?
now you deserve it.
Think over here.
After McCarty
Now you
was found
deserve
guilty
it,
for the
'cause you're
original
talking
threats
crazy.
made to a judge, we now move on to the sentencing.
What a bunch of guys, you stupid piece of then also. You threatened my life, you idiot. You back room. Suck my No. I'm not standing. Not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just not standing up. I'm not standing. I don't have to stand.
McCarty is moved to another room to watch the court through a one-way glass, and he continues on making a disturbance. McCarty was sentenced to 20 years in prison. The judge also issued an additional 10-day sentence due to his actions in the courtroom. This is Markeith Lloyd.
Alright, now see, at the beginning, I thought he didn't deserve it, but he's acting a fool in the courtroom. If I was the judge, I would have given him 50 years.
Who is convicted of
I'm not
murdering a
letting him
police
disrespect
officer
me like
in
that.
Orlando, Florida.
I'm facing a relationship, but somebody else I am absolutely don't know nothing about. And they frame me,
Lloyd was already on the run from the police after he killed his former girlfriend, who was pregnant with his child. A month later, Lloyd is spotted in a Walmart. You can see him walking in. Moments later, Orlando Police Lieutenant Deborah Clayton pulls in. You can see her grab a cart and walk in. Reportedly, they cross paths every few minutes. Outside the store, Lieutenant Clayton was notified, and she tried to stop and arrest Lloyd when a shootout begun. Lieutenant Clayton was killed during the interaction, being shot 4 times. Following the murder, Lloyd took off again, which led to a 9-day manhunt, where he was later found. During the arrest, he tried to escape, where he lost his left eye in the altercation. Here in court, Lloyd took the stand. Reportedly, he believed everyone was out to kill him.
And I was just reacting, Mary. I was just reacting. Even when they opened the door, I just reacted. I fired 2 shots, I just reacted.
The jury then found him guilty.
It really hurts deep down inside.
This is Lieutenant Clayton's sister giving a victim impact statement.
She stood in the place as my mother when I didn't have one. I truly miss my sister. I truly miss her.
And this is the moment that Lloyd hears that the jury unanimously recommends the death sentence.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Markeith Lloyd, should be sentenced to death.
Lloyd seems to mouth something out to the public. A few moments later, Lloyd has an outburst.
You've been trying to kill me.
Alright, chat. Hold up. So, what I'm hearing is, he's saying they framed him, and he didn't kill that officer. Gang. Are we gonna forget how she said he killed his girlfriend already? Like, gang, you're already going to prison. Why are you fighting? You weren't getting out either way, bro. Just admit that you did it. You already killed your girl with the baby. That's 2 kids. That's manslaughter. You're cooked. Pack the bags. You're not getting out, bro. Come on, stop fighting at that point. Just let it go. Damn.
All right, why don't we remove Mr. Lloyd from the courtroom?
The judge later agreed with the jury and sent Lloyd to death, where he now sits behind bars waiting for his death sentence. This is Darrell Brooks, who is convicted of killing 6 people and injuring dozens of others after he drove his SUV into a Christmas parade in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Reportedly, during his reckless driving, he reached speeds of over 30 miles per hour, and the prosecution argued that his driving rampage was intentional.
He plowed through 68 different people. He kept going until he got to the end. And there was no more bodies to hit. It was intentional.
After Brooks was arrested and charged, Brooks decided to represent himself in court.
If you are allowed to represent yourself in this case, sir, you will not have attorneys assisting you. They're gone from this case. Do you understand that?
I think I will probably be better served representing myself.
Throughout the trial, Brooks was removed multiple times for constant interruptions and outbursts. It was here that his real personality was shown when he starts to laugh during a witness testimony.
He told Erica that he was gonna find her and he was gonna kill her.
Nah, he's messed up. Nah, give him the death penalty. That's fucked up. He's laughing at a dead girl. That's messed up. Give him the death penalty. Nah, that's messed up.
This game.
That's actually messed up.
You're not ready.
That's
Now,
actually messed
back
up.
in the courtroom, Brooks has an outburst as he didn't like how the district attorney pronounced the word defendant.
I would like to provide the defendant and the court.
So that had to be said. The defendant.
I got one ear that work, and I heard that.
This
Come on,
is
man.
to benefit you, so
No, it's
you
not.
understand
Ain't none of
your
this to benefit
witness.
me.
And now, Brooks is clearly frustrated. He decides to have a stare down with the judge.
I need to take a break. This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared.
The jury quickly found Brooks guilty of all 76 charges against him.
Damn! He's not getting out. He's cooked. He's cooked. 76 charges? What did you do? Declare war against the federal government? Yo!
He was given 6 life sentences.
6 life sentences! That's 600 years.
More than 700 additional years in prison.
Did he say 700 additional years or 7 additional years?
This is Jaleel Smith.
Stare down with me makes me scared. He pounded his fist.
Quickly found Brooks guilty of all 76 charges against him, and he was given 6 life sentences, plus more than 700 additional years in prison.
That's 1,000. That's 1,300 years.
Prison.
Yeah, he's never getting out.
This is Jaleel Smith Riley in a Cincinnati, Ohio courtroom, who police say confessed to a robbery killing a 20-year-old woman and seriously wounding her boyfriend. Portia Brooks was in her car with her boyfriend Aaron Martin when Smith Riley came up to her car with 2 others looking to rob them. When Smith Riley found out Martin didn't have any cash, he was shot in the head, leaving him with permanent brain damage. Smith Riley then shot at Brooks, which killed her 3 days later.
Sorry. Go back away.
Gang. Why are you crying? The family of the 2 people that you harmed should be crying, gang. Why are you crying trying to play the victim? You knew what you were doing. If they didn't have the money, you could have just said, I bet. Walked away. You K'd one of them and severely injured the other one and gave him brain damage. And you're crying? He can't be serious.
This is what I come home with.
You're not coming home one day, buddy.
This
You're
is
cooked.
somebody that feels genuine remorse. This is somebody that thinks about this every day, and he knows that he can't go back in time and undo what he did.
Now,
I know that's your job, sir. I know that's your job to defend him, but you're a piece of crap. You're a real piece of work defending a man like that. I would have rejected the job offer.
now Portia Brooks' mother delivers a victim impact statement.
But he killed me mentally, emotionally. He killed my identity as a mother of 3, as a family of 4.
This is now Brooks' sister speaking.
I have to deal with life without Portia, so he should deal with life without parole.
This is moments right before Jaleel Smith Riley gets the news that he will never be allowed to return home again.
Defendant serve a term of life without parole. As to count 4 for the offense of attempted murder.
No shy, just felt so for it, did all that. You deserve it, man. Alright, that's all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And yeah, peace out, boys.